could have been next to you. And my motions are perpetual. The 38 special, I turn your brains into vegetable. Headshots, only death for you. Sheesh, sheesh. Weight pusher, hump points, great hookers. Hard puncher, hot bars, great hookers. I tuck in the beat, great looker, straight cooker. Where you from? Brownsville, New York, nigga.
My older bitch look like she young, dick something. While I smoke a spliff, she sips something. No kids or nothing, she's funny and dick loving. Her name meant something, used to sell bricks to her husband, but fuck it. Walked by the police, had to tug it, young and bucking. Time to get out, the bell wouldn't buzz in. 22 little rusted, but still be busting. Screaming and cussing, all you see was niggas leaning and ducking. Sheesh. What the fuck do we have here?
Yikes. It's Curry Low, and we back, nigga.
My young boy,
30s boy, and we strapped, nigga.
what's crack? Let's go. Yeah, I ain't ready for this one. Hey, yo, Tuck. Fuck K.O. Tashi.
Yo, man, work time.
Lost the nation.
Listen, it's the C to the R-I. Leave a nigga R-I. P, so I'm a G, so when I creep, nigga, on I. The hottest shit that y'all niggas seen since the sonar. A once in every 10-year average, just like the solar. Eclipse your boy, Loki, focus on the next flip. And niggas wonder how I get bread. Take your pick, whether it's fucking with the bricks, or I'm switching up shifts. The way I switch up my bitch, that's how I switch up my kicks. But you can catch me in the Ville, nigga, putting in work. Dipping from the D's, niggas on my back like a shirt. A hot boy in the shit, but my name ain't Twerk. But you can catch me in New Jersey Dubs, selling that twerk for sure. It's a no swag rap era. We should take it back, no snapback era. Do-rag, fitted cap, backpack era. No mumble rap or this fake trap rap era. Listen, this a no swag rap era. We should take it back, no snapback era. Do-rag, fitted cap, backpack era. No mumble rap or this fake trap rap era. Yo,
hey yo, in the booth, right to the pin break, squeeze the 40, shoot to the pin break, lyrical exercise, rappers better get in shape, schooling you rappers for what my pen state, never been to war, you wasn't Call of Duty, only time you play with guns is playing Call of Duty, I'm the shit, you shit, they used to call you duty, you remind me of a Kim K pick, you all booty, roll a doobie, smoke so much weed, man, the weed man, call me the weed man, dispensaries for my weed plan, my independent ladies say they don't need a man, just a real nigga with a good sex game, long dick style, run down on you niggas like Tyrone, long clip style, pow, they done started with the wrong nigga now, choir singing when the casket lowered down,
this a no swag rap era. We should take it back, no snapback era. Do-rag, fitted cap, backpack era. No mumble rap or this fake trap rap era. Listen, this a no swag rap era. We should take it back, no snapback era. Do-rag, fitted cap, backpack era. No mumble rap or this fake trap rap era. Yo, that's your shit, Lil. It's my fault.
Yo. Y'all still tuned in there? Let me get this audio right, man. I'm just a Brooklyn Crip from a Harlem set. Show some respect. If not, cuz, put it in check. I'm up next. This is your boy Harlem Smiley. You are tuned in to the one and only Dirt Gang TV. And as usual, it don't matter what y'all smoking on out there, man. Whether it's an indica, a sativa, a hybrid, that Reggie Miller, the Reginald Jennings, the Helping Divisions. You know we don't smoke that shit over here. Please, y'all gonna burn your throat. See what I'm saying? Regardless of whether you smoking it out of a Dutch, a backwood, a Swisher Sweet, a bong, whatever, man, y'all smoking, man, especially the Fonto with the raw paper, of course, or the Bob Marley paper, man. But if you add the grapper, keep that shit to yourself. As y'all can tell, I synced up already. It's time for y'all to sync up, man. Light is up. Exclusively me. What's good, man? Link YMF, what's good, man? Salute to the whole team out there. Yes, sir, your boy is back on vacation. So, as usual, man, back to basics, back to business. But it is sad that the first blog I got to do coming back from off vacation is something like this, man. Before we even get started, man, I want to say rest in peace to Dante Wright, man. And, you know, my condolences to his family because this situation is crazy. I don't know what's going on in Minneapolis, but at the same time, we're going to talk about it. You see what I'm saying? Because a lot of y'all might not know what's going on here. So what I'm going to do is I put out a little video yesterday. We're going to play that for y'all real quick so y'all can at least get caught up on what's going on out there. Gotti Savage, what's good? Olioson, what's good? Melly Mel, what's good, man? 2 L's, man. Y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to her channel for sure. So let's get into this one real quick. I'm gonna play this little video from that I made yesterday. I didn't make it, but I just took clips from other stuff because y'all know me. Before I like to report stuff, I definitely got to do my research on it. You see what I'm saying? So with that being said, we're gonna get into this. We're gonna get into it so y'all can know a little bit more of what's going down. And rest in peace again to the family, man. This is his mom's right here. This is what happened yesterday, man. This is what took place. So yeah. Let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. Let me mute up this one.
Again, as Charmaine said there, it is still unclear why police shot the young man. I understand he had a warrant and he was going back to his car, but that moment is still unclear as far as what happened there. We understand that the body cameras were worn by officers. That's according to police, as well as dash cam video. There you see some explosives going off on the ground there. This is in Brooklyn Center, just outside of the police station, as police are trying to control the scene there as crowds continue to grow in that area. We're going to continue to follow this situation as it develops throughout the night. You can trust us on that. Moving on now. Yeah, and Charmaine, we have no indication yet that there was an officer that was hurt or shot, correct?
We're still trying to gather that information. It's a very active scene out here. There's still a lot of family members trying to figure out what's going on. As crowds gathered at the intersection of 63rd and Lee in Brooklyn Center, the mother of 20-year-old Dante Wright identified her son as the man killed by police earlier today. It's unclear why officers pulled over the driver, but officers say the driver identified by his mother as Wright had an outstanding warrant.
A minute later, I called and his girlfriend answered, which was the passenger in the car, and said that he'd been shot. She put it on the driver's side, and my son was laying there lifeless.
Thanks for joining us. We are following some breaking news out of Brooklyn Center, where police were involved in a shooting. This is within the last hour. It happened just west of Brooklyn Boulevard on 63rd Avenue North. Our Charmaine Nero is live with more. Charmaine, what can you tell us?
That's right, Chris. I've been out here for the last hour, but I want to take you to exactly what we're seeing right behind me. You can see a very heavy police presence out here for what the BCA is calling a shooting involving police.
Nero has been following this developing situation all night. She just left the area a short time ago because the scene was getting a little bit chaotic there. But here's her story of what happened.
Today,
He said they pulled him over because he had air fresheners hanging from his underwear. They wanted to know about insurance. I said, I won't.
we do know that the scene further down is at 63rd and Catherine here in Brooklyn Center. You can see there is a heavy police presence here. We also know that earlier there was a body covered by a white sheet that now has a tent over it. As you can see farther back there, there's a green tent. So we also know that there's a lot of family on scene here. We heard some of them over there earlier gathering together.
This is just some of the footage from last night. I had to clip the audio
talking about the victim, crying together. We heard them say that it didn't have to happen. So we're out here with witnesses, neighbors out here that are just trying to figure what's going on.
That he'd been shot.
This is what the scene looked like last night. I had to cut the audio because there was a lot of cursing and a lot of, So, yeah, this is how it was looking last night, man, when they called the National Guard out. Fucking Minnesota police, man. Shit crazy. Far Rock, I appreciate that donation. Yes, sir.
Again, as Charmaine said there, it is still unclear why police shot the young man. I understand he had a warrant and he was going back to his car, but that moment is still unclear as far as what happened there.
I said I will, when the police officer comes back to the window, put him on the phone and I will give him the insurance.
Brooklyn Center Police released an update saying officers pulled over a driver for a traffic violation on Orchard Avenue shortly before 2 p.m. Sunday.
Okay, I'm going to stop it right there for 1 second. There's more to the story, but I need to break down the variables real quick so we're not losing nobody in this situation. Okay, so for all y'all who's been sleeping and hasn't really been knowing what's going on in the news, in Minnesota, Brooklyn Center to be exact, not too far from where the incident happened with George Floyd at. He got pulled over. Here's the initial reason, right? The young guy, Dante Wright, is driving in the car. They said they noticed that he had air fresheners hanging from his mirror. Right then and there, to me, it seemed like it was racial profiling. It seemed like it was racial profiling from right then and there. The initial statement came out that said that's the whole reason why they decided to even run his plates, is because he had air fresheners hanging from his mirror. They run his plates. Notice that he has an expired registration. Gives them probable cause to pull him over. They pull him over. Run his name and stuff like that too. Comes back that he has a warrant. See what I'm saying? Comes back that he has a warrant. They then pull him out the car. They told him to get out the car. He asked why. The mom is on the phone now. The mom is talking to the cops, telling him his information and stuff like that. The cops tell him to get out the car. They get him out the car. They get him out the car. He asks them, why is he going to jail? Or why they arrested him. The lady cop tells him he has a warrant. They put the cuffs on him, and then I don't know what happened from them putting the cuffs on him. The cuffs then comes off, and then he ends up doing a little shimmy move, jumps in the car, and was about to skate off, it looks like. The lady cop starts screaming, taser, taser. I'm going to tase you. I'm going to tase you. Our car ends up pulling off. He ends up crashing. I'm a stop it right there. I'm going to stop my explanation of it right there because I want y'all to further watch what I'm talking about. And I'm sorry I started this live late, but when I tell y'all the body cam footage came out, and I'm glad I got it because it came out. They only showed it one time on the news, and people that were streaming it, they like, I don't know. Them people stopped their stream or whatever like that too. But that's what they do when body cam footage come out. They try to only get it one time. But your boy Harlem Smiley, I got it for y'all. So, because listen, this shit got to stop. If we don't get more and more people to talk about this shit, it's just going to keep going on and on. The more people talk about it, the more shit is going to get done. So once again, this is what's going down. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel. Make sure y'all share this. Make sure y'all screen record when we do get to the body cam part. just in case if they try to listen, the more people share it, they can't take all our shit down. Shit crazy, man. So make sure y'all stay in tune. This is just a scene of how it was looking in the daytime outside. Once again, they was jumping on police cars and all that, So, I mean, listen, at this point, peaceful protests out the window.
Then I heard the police officer come to the window and say, put the phone down and get out of the car. And Dante said, why? And he said, we'll explain to you when you get out of the car.
It's unclear why officers pulled over the driver, but officers say the driver, identified by his mother as Wright, had an outstanding warrant. Brooklyn Center police say as officers attempted to take the driver into custody, he got back into his car.
I heard the police officer say, Dante, don't run.
That's when police say an officer then discharged his weapon, striking the driver. We're going to stay out here and continue to update you. We do know that the BCA is now investigating this incident. Back to you, Chris.
Yeah, and Charmaine, we have no indication yet that there was an officer that was hurt or shot, correct?
We're still trying to gather that information. It's a very active scene out here. There's still a lot of family members trying to figure out what's going on.
We understand that the body cameras were worn by officers. That's according to police, as well as dash cam video. There you see some explosives going off on the ground there. This is in Brooklyn Center, just outside of the police station, as police are trying to control the scene there as crowds continue to grow in that area. We're going to continue to follow this situation as it develops throughout the night. You can trust us on that. Moving on now.
Like a minute later, I called and his girlfriend answered, which was the passenger in the car, and said that he'd been shot.
That was the boy's mother. But he is a black man. He was a 20-year-old black man. So I don't want everybody to look at her and be like,
neighbors trying to figure out what's going on. So we're going to try to get that for you for tonight.
Yeah, I can hear it getting loud behind you too.
Yeah, it was getting crazy out there. See them niggas lined up right there? Shit got nasty out there last night.
As crowds gathered at the intersection of 63rd and Lee in Brooklyn Center, the mother of 20-year-old Dante Wright identified her son as the man killed by police earlier today.
He said they pulled him over because he had air fresheners hanging for him in there. They wanted to know about insurance. I will, when the police officer comes back to the window, put him on the phone and I will give him the insurance.
Brooklyn Center police released an update saying officers pulled over a driver for a traffic violation on Orchard Avenue shortly before 2 p.m. Sunday. It's unclear why officers pulled over the driver, but officers say the driver, identified by his mother as Wright, had an outstanding warrant.
Then I heard the police officer come to the window and say, put the phone down and get out of the car. And Dante said, why? And he said, we'll explain to you when you get out of the car.
Brooklyn Center police say as officers attempted to take the driver into custody, he got back into his car.
I heard the police officer say, Dante, don't run.
That's when police say an officer then discharged his weapon, striking the driver.
Like a minute later, I called and his girlfriend answered, which was the passenger in the car, and said that he'd been shot.
Again, as Charmaine.
And Knuckle Buster, that's exactly what I was about to say too at the same time. What? Hold on. Oh, they try to get me. One thing about that I can say is, I know color really shouldn't matter. But in our neighborhoods, when it comes down to Black and Latino people, the color, it matters a lot. To us, it don't matter. Let's get something straight. You got to understand. You see what I'm saying? The cops really don't care. If you out there committing crime, they going to do what they got to do. But let's be for real. In some occasions, with some races, they take it a little bit easier with others. At that, they get a little bit nervous when it comes down to certain race rather than other races. Like, say, for instance, right, if it's a cop walking down the street and it's a white dude walking past them, they probably gonna think nothing of it. They're not gonna get nervous and get on defense mode. But if it's a black or a Spanish person walking by them, they gonna be on defense mode. We didn't make the rules. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, but at the end of the day, if you out there committing crime, I don't care what color you is, you know, the police, the police look at people who do crime as like, it don't matter what color you are in that instance. I don't care. Because there's some police don't care whether you white, black, Spanish, Asian. They don't care what you are. If you out there committing crimes, you know what they like to call those people? Dirtbags. That's where it don't matter what, you ain't got to be a certain color for them to be looked at as a dirtbag. That's what the police like to call, hey, dirtbag. Nah, that sound like Batman. But anyway, we on some anyway, listen. He had no gun in the car. Not a razor blade, not a gun, not a can of mace, not a pepper spray, nothing like that. He had another passenger inside the car with him. What if I told y'all that the reason he died wasn't even because they pulled him over because he had an air freshener hanging from a mirror, or was because he didn't have a expired registration, or because he even tried to flee and get away from police after they almost had him in custody? What if I told y'all the reason why his life, he's not here right now, was because this stupid cop claims and thought she had her taser in her hand and it was really her gun? What if I told y'all this stupid cop was sitting there when he was in the car telling him, hey, stop running, I'm gonna tase you. Stop running, I'm gonna tase you. You're gonna get tased. And then pulls her trigger and then goes, oh shit, I just shot him. What if I told y'all that's what happened? That he got shot by a white female cop that thought she was pulling her taser out, but it was her gun. Hold on, let me take y'all back one time. Let me take y'all back. Let me take y'all back. In 2008 or 2009, I forgot where it happened at. One of the cops shot somebody by mistake. He pulled out the gun because he had his gun and his taser on the same side. So when he went to reach for his taser, so he said, or so he thought, he pulled out the gun, shot it, poof, and killed the dude. Ever since then, police all across the United States has made it their business to make sure that they got something, it's called cross something, I forgot what it is, to where they put the taser on the left side and they put the gun on the right side, or vice versa, depending on if you're left-handed or right-handed. Just so that doesn't happen. Just so that mistake doesn't happen. So how do you, they didn't change that all across, like how does that happen? What if I told you that that's what the defense is gonna run with? You see what I'm saying? Listen, I don't want y'all to take my word for it. Let's get into a little bit of the footage. And then we're gonna break it down in full, intense. Make sure y'all subscribe to the channel, man. Make sure y'all hit the like button, make sure y'all share this and all that. Cause yeah, man, it's not a lot of people gonna show y'all this body cam footage because they may don't have it. They may don't know where to find it. But Harlem Schmally, Dirt Gates, I got y'all. I got y'all. Let's get to it.
As you watch this, that this will be graphic and unedited.
All right, hold on. Let me take that what's the name out first. Let me take the echo out. Let's go.
As you watch this, that this will be graphic and unedited. Could I have that video start, please?
Oh, wow.
Yes! Holy shit! I just shot him.
Oh, wow.
Yes! Holy shit! I just shot him.
Oh, wow.
Yes!
I slowed it down for y'all in 3 different speeds. So A, y'all can get a clear look at the gun and you can see the shot. B, you can see how you can hear her. She was all panicky. Taser, 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 gonna tase you. And then after that, she goes, oh shit. I think I just shot him, and looks at her hand and shit. Let's break this down. Let's break this down. I'm gonna hit the I'm gonna hit the link too. Shout out to everybody on Facebook. Shout out to everybody on Twitch right now. Shout out to everybody on YouTube. They pulled him over originally, right? He riding, they riding. One of the cops noticed he had air fresheners hanging from his mirror. They bust a U-turn and decide to run his plates. They run his plates and see he had expired registration. They pull him over. I don't know if he had ID or what, but the mother got on the phone. She was talking to the cops, gave them the name of the son and all that, and told the cops, then the cops told him to get out the car. He said, for what? They told him to get out the car. They got him out the car. They had the cuffs on him, and then the cop took the cuffs off. He tried to flee. He had a warrant for his arrest. They told him you had a warrant for your arrest. He tried to flee. You know how many people done tried that in that situation before? He's not the first and won't be the last. You know how many people done tried to flee in that time? Many of people done tried to do that shit before. I have heard of nobody that had just got shot just from trying to do that. I could see if he was reaching on the side or something like that. That's why them body cameras, that's why I'm glad they make them cops wear them body cameras all the time. Because, let's be for real, it doesn't help anything, but it shows a lot what's going on out here in this world. You see what I'm saying? So he tried to flee, like a lot of people done try to flee before. And she's screaming, you're gonna get tased, you're gonna get tased, taser, taser, taser. And then hits the button. And then he pulls off because he was out of there. If he would have regularly got tased, he was out of there. He would have been a little, but he was out of there. He would have been alive and he would have been out of there. They would have did a high-speed chase, probably call him, stuff like that. The weight of your gun versus the weight of your taser is very different. It's very different. I don't know if they're making taser guns heavier now, but the weight of your gun versus the weight of your taser is very different. If you right-handed, when you go to pull your gun off your hip, you go to the right side. Right-handed people do not put their gun on the left side. If you have a pistol on you, if you got a holster, you do not put your gun on the left-hand side if you're right-handed. If you're right-handed, you reach for your right hand, pull it out, boom, like that. You put the taser on the left-hand side. That way you know if you grabbing it with your offhand, you got it in your offhand, the taser you can be able to control with your offhand. When she pulled that gun, I don't know if she was in the heat of the moment or what, but the fact of the matter is the weight difference of the gun versus the whole gun and the tasers on different sides. Ja Frass and Randy Nichols TV said, word, why run? He had warrants. I don't know about y'all if y'all had warrants before. He had warrants. That's why he ran. He had warrants. When you listen, he was fighting an armed robbery charge. He had a warrant. He didn't report to his probation officer. The brother said it. The brother said he's been fighting an armed robbery charge. He forgot to check in with his probation officer. They had a warrant out for him. That's a felony warrant. What y'all mean why he run? I mean, listen, some of us wouldn't have ran or whatever like that, but I mean, at the end of the day, he tried to do what a lot of people try to do. That still don't justify them shooting him. You see what I'm saying? That still don't justify them shooting him. Let's be for real. My big ass, I'm not trying to do them no dip. If I'm caught, I'm caught. But at the same time, everybody don't think like that. He probably like thinking, listen, I'm about to do some years in jail. I'm about to try to get out of here. That's why they got tasers. This is exactly why they got tasers. Him running does not justify them shooting. He wasn't trying to reach for nothing. It wasn't like he was in there reaching for anything. He literally jumped in there trying to put the car in gear. She's screaming, taser, 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 taser. Yeah, he was unarmed, Far Rock. Yeah, he was unarmed. He didn't have a pen next to him. A razor blade, nothing. No gun. He had a warrant. He was trying to get up out of there. See, anybody who would have lived in the hood, who would have had family members who would have been through that themselves, no, if you ain't trying to run from the cops at least one time in your life, something wrong. See, me, what I did running, I ran for 2 years. I ran from 2 years, my nigga. I jumped on flight. I didn't physically run, but I jumped on flights, my nigga. I got up out of there when I had warrants. So I know a little bit of something about when it comes down to running from warrants. He knew if they caught him, he was, listen, armed robbery. That's probably why they was nervous. She probably seen what the charge for and what the warrant was for. Oh, armed robbery? He probably got a gun. See what I'm saying? Shit crazy. I don't know who this guy is, but you know, we put you in a little timeout because you sounded stupid. People like this, you can't even talk to. Some people like that, you can't even talk to because they don't understand. They must love the police. Dudes like this guy add something, I don't even know where that's from. But people like you, y'all must love the police because you still trying to justify what they did. It's no justifying the shooting at all. Make sure y'all share this. Make sure y'all hit the like button, man. And make sure y'all subscribe to the channel if y'all not subscribed to the channel. He had no gun, but he did have a felony warrant. Okay. Understandable. I felt like what the mother did. I felt like what the mother did was a little different. It was a little different in my opinion. See what I'm saying? So, but you know, I feel like a lot of the stuff that went on, you know, she kind of you know, she kind of told a lot of it of what was going down. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, let's see a little bit of what the mother was talking about, man, when it came down to it, man. Because listen, that shit just is crazy. Hold on. Let me unmute this shit real quick. Shit crazy, my nigga. So listen, if y'all think this is justified, this is why I'm hitting the link. This is why I'm hitting the link. This is why, oh yeah, we're gonna talk about that. Felt anonymous. You see what I'm saying? Because even though this wasn't a justified shooting by the police, people looting and all that shit, the whole neighborhoods, that's stupid as fuck. That was stupid. That's not gonna bring him back. That's not in his memory or nothing like that. So the people that was out there just looting them stores and stealing shit and all that, y'all people is the worst. Y'all the worst.
Come back to the window, put him on the phone, and I will give him the insurance.
Brooklyn Center Police released an update saying officers pulled over a driver for a traffic violation on Orchard Avenue shortly before 2 p.m. Sunday.
It was crazy out there right now. This is when the local police was just out there. The National Guard didn't even get there yet. This is when the local police was out there. Shit was getting ugly, man.
Then I heard the police officer come to the window and say, put the phone down and get out of the car. And Dante said, why? And he said, we'll explain to you when you get out of the car.
Monday. It's unclear why officers pulled over the driver, but officers say the driver, identified by his mother as Wright, had an outstanding warrant. Brooklyn Center police say as officers attempted to take the driver into custody, he got back into his car.
I heard the police officer say, Dante, don't run.
That's when police say an officer then discharged his weapon, striking the driver.
Now, here's where you put the shoe on the other foot. I asked y'all the question. Was it?
We're going to stay out here and continue to update you. We do know that the BCA is now investigating this incident. Back to you, Chris.
Yeah, and Charmaine, we have no indication yet that there was an officer that was hurt or shot, correct?
We're still trying to gather that information. It's a very active scene out here. There's still a lot of family members trying to figure out what's going on.
We understand that the body cameras were worn by officers. That's according to police, as well as dash cam video. There you see some explosives going off on the ground there. This is in Brooklyn Center, just outside of the police station, as police are trying to control the scene there as crowds continue to grow in that area. We're going to continue to follow this situation as it develops throughout the night. You can trust us on that. Moving on now.
Like a minute later, I called and his girlfriend answered, which was the passenger in the car, and said that he'd been shot.
What's up, Janice? So, yeah, I see a lot of people. We're going to talk about that, too, because that's going to be the very next segment we get into.
We're trying to figure out what's going on, so we're going to try to get that for you for tonight.
Yeah, I can hear it getting loud behind you, too.
Was it just a stupid, scary cop shooting? Or should he have just stayed put and just did his time and maybe this could have been avoided? That's what.
As crowds gathered at the intersection of 63rd and Lee in Brooklyn Center, the mother of 20-year-old Dante Wright identified her son as the man killed by police earlier today.
He said they pulled him over because he had air fresheners hanging from his ear. They wanted to know about insurance. I will, when the police officer comes back to the window, put him on the phone, and I will give him the insurance.
Brooklyn Center police released an update saying officers pulled over a driver for a traffic violation on Orchard Avenue shortly before 2 p.m. Sunday. It's unclear why officers pulled over the driver, but officers say the driver, identified by his mother as Wright, had an outstanding warrant.
Then I heard the police officer come to the window and say, put the phone down and get out of the car. And Dante said, why? And he said, we'll explain to you when you get out of the car.
Brooklyn Center police say as officers attempted to take the driver into custody, he got back into his car.
I heard the police officer say, Dante, don't run.
That's when police say an officer then discharged his weapon, striking the driver.
Like a minute later, I called and his girlfriend answered, which was the passenger in the car, and said that he'd been shot.
Again, it's
So now I ask y'all the question, and hold on one second. Randy Nichols said that he only get hit once or multiple times. I'm gonna be honest, the autopsy didn't come out. Right now, they're saying she only let one shot go, but who could tell? Tom Christensen said female officer mistake her handgun for a taser, shot him once in the chest. That's pretty much the assumption I'm going off of right now, too. Tyson Garcia said scary cop shooting with horrible training and homeboy should have stayed put and did his time. That's a fact. Felt Anonymous said to fight violence with violence is unfortunate. To fight violence with violence is the ultimate face destruction or losing your freedom. So let's stand to fight our freedom through the laws of this crooked ass system. I know you meant to say ass. You only put one S, but I understand what you're saying. Yeah, man. So I asked the question right now because here's where I have to be non-biased, as I have to put the shoe on the other foot, even though I know how personally I feel in this information. But one thing we have to do, we have to break this down in full. So I asked the question, was it just a scary cop, scary shooting, untrained, not really knowing what to do in the situation because she was probably intimidated by his charges? Or was it something that could have been avoided by him just staying inside of the car and just doing his time, letting them put the cuffs on him doing his time? Or was it a combination of both? So before y'all answer that question, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play the footage from the body cam, and then I want y'all to make that decision.
As you watch this, this will be graphic. This will be graphic.
All right, hold on. Let me make sure my audio and shit is right. All right, yeah. So I'm gonna let y'all watch the body cam footage, and then you can hit the link or you can type in the chat. Let me know what y'all think, man. Whether, you know, because I'm gonna be honest, man. Like Tyson Garcia said both. You see what I'm saying? Mr. Big said, tragic situation, scared cop, but he should have been compliant. And one thing I want to say before I play this body footage, we have to teach our kids, right? We have to teach our kids nowadays. If they get pulled over by the cops, to just comply. And I don't care. I know some idiots may say, oh man, that's being like a punk, and forget that. Right now in these day and times, it ain't nothing about being no punk. It's about staying alive. So we got to start teaching our kids that's coming up as teenagers and all that, that's starting to drive, that if they get pulled over by the cops, it's just certain things and certain movements you shouldn't do, whether you in the wrong or not, because it went from expired registration to this kid's life being taken. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not going to fully say he was in the right, but one thing I am going to say is his life didn't deserve to be taken because he had a warrant or because he was trying to flee. I know a lot of people that have flee from police. I know motherfuckers that have punched cops in the face and dipped off and still didn't get shot. He didn't even try to swing or nothing at the cops or nothing like that. All he did was try to flee. I literally know people who snuff multiple cops and try to get out of there. And they'll get tased or they'll get ran down or something like that. You don't get the cop, oh, he snuffed me, he's running. Nah, you don't do that, son. You don't do that. So with that being said, we got to teach our kids, man. We have to teach our kids to, it don't matter. If they about to go to jail, just go to jail. Just go to jail. Just go to jail. Because especially when you were certain, I don't care whether people say, it don't matter if you were certain, we're not even gonna say color. We're gonna use the cop terminology. If you what they call a dirtbag, then there's a chance this may happen, man. So but once again, man, rest in peace to Dante Wright. We're gonna play the body cam footage. A lot of people haven't seen this. Y'all get to see it here on Dirt Gang TV because they chopped a lot of people's stuff. But let's get it.
As you watch this, that this will be graphic and unedited. Could I have that video start, please?
I'm gonna need a lot more people. Please, if y'all want to talk about this topic and y'all can't find that body cam footage and y'all need me to send it to y'all, just let me know, because we can't let this slip up. I already see that it was like 2 or 3 people that was recording it live while they was actually on the news releasing it, and they end up shutting their shit down instantly. So once again, y'all can screen record it off of here. Like, if you needed the direct footage, just let me know, because at the same time, we can't let this slide, because I feel like even though they showed the body cam footage, it's just weird to me that they only showed it one time on the news. The news is not replaying the body cam footage. Like, it's almost like they showed it one time and then now the shit is like not there. The shit is crazy, son. The shit is super. I just don't get it. It just seems a little weird to me. You see what I'm saying? But I asked the question once again, was it her just being stupid and being scary? Because y'all heard her scream out. Now, what she was doing, she told him, stop or you're going to get tased. When she's screaming out taser, 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 it's so the other cops know that she's about to deploy her taser so they don't get hit with the prongs. So with that being said, I don't think in the heat of the moment like that, she would have planned that whole shit out like, oh, I'm about to fake it like it was my taser. And then, you know, and then just, because she only, it looks like, that's why I slow-moed it down for y'all too. It looked like it was literally one shot. But from what they're reporting, it was one shot to the chest. You see what I'm saying? From what they're reporting, and y'all make sure y'all go subscribe to Ambition, man. See what I'm saying? So, you know, I do feel like in the heat of the moment, I don't think she game planned that whole thing. Like, oh, I'm about to just scream taser, you know, because I got the body cam on. Like, nah, I don't think that. But at the same time, this is where training comes into play at. This is where situations come into play at. This is why they're mad at the chief of police right here, because nobody is coming out saying how long she's been on the force, what her name is. Because let's be for real, right? If she was like a 1 or 2 year cop, once again, not justified, but it would make sense of why she would make a dumb rookie mistake like that. But at the same time, if she was like a 9, 10, 11, 12, 15-year veteran, man, hell no. That means she out there training them damn rookies and shit on not to make that mistake. In 2009, they made training and all kind of stuff to make sure situations like this don't happen anymore. Now, once again, we talk about there's a weight balance. Noah Michael, I appreciate that, man. And make sure y'all go subscribe to my guy, Ambition. Make sure when you spell ambition, you put the H on it, you heard? See what I'm saying? So, the weight of the gun versus the taser, unless they make tasers heavier now, there's a different weight. They have the taser on the offhand side. If you're right-handed, when you go to grab the gun off of your waist, you're grabbing it from your right side. The taser goes on the opposite side, the left side. They do stuff like that so situations like this don't happen. But she could have also been shaky in the heat of the moment. But it's 4 cops there, and it's only one of him, and it's another girl in there. In this instance, what they say is she didn't even have to use the taser. Would the taser have been excessive force? No. If she would have just tased him, and would it have been labeled excessive force if she tased him? No. But in that instance, she didn't even have the option. Like, she didn't even have to use the taser. In that instance, according to what they was talking about on a press conference, she had the option to use the taser or not use the taser in that instant. The gun was out of the question. She shouldn't even have used the gun. The gun was out of the question. It seemed like the only defense they're going to run with her on her part, it's literally that she thought she had a taser. Now, I'm going to ask myself the hardball question right here. Do I believe she was super stupid? Do I believe she was super stupid? And what the fuck? Oh, look. Nah, we got to decline that. Do I believe she was super stupid and pulled out the gun thinking it was the taser? The only reason why I believe that that's a possibility is because she's did all the procedures you're supposed to do when you pull out a taser. When you pull out a taser, you're supposed to give that person a warning. Hey, stop doing this or I'm going to tase you. She did that. What you're supposed to do is next. If it's another officer within the range that they can get hit, you're supposed to scream out, taser, taser, taser. She did that. And then she only let one shot go. According right now, they only saying one shot. So I'm not putting my stamp on that. But from what I seen, what's being said, she fired one shot that hit him in the chest. When you squeeze your taser, you only need to squeeze it one time. But with all the procedures and training that they got for you to not make that mistake after 2009, it's very hard for me to believe that it was just pure stupidity. It can't be just stupidity and expired registration and fucking what's this air fresheners hanging from the damn mirror. That can't be the reason this kid lost his life, man. Got a little baby. The picture that they got out, they got a little baby. Got a little baby. It's funny that this is the big trial that's taking place in Minneapolis with George Floyd is happening right now. Same time as this is going on right now. That's crazy. I don't know if it was coincidence or what. Now let's put the shoe on the other foot and let's talk about rest in peace to Dante Wright. Should he have just stayed put? He could have just stayed put. Let's be for real, right? You knew you knew you had an open case. You knew you had an open case. And y'all can hit the link. Y'all can hit the link. You had an open case for armed robbery. The brother said he knew he didn't see his probation officer. You know that's automatic. When you don't report to your probation officer, that's automatic. You going to jail. He knew for a fact he was going to jail. It was no probably. He knew for a fact he was going to jail. With what's going on right now in these day and times, I felt like that was a very bad move for him to try to run. I'm going to be honest. I felt like that was a very bad move for him to try to run. He should have just stayed put. Let's be. We done went through the era. We done went through the era already to where you pull out your cell phone, right? You remember that back in the day? When the cops were shooting people, they was pulling out their cell phones, trying to take their cell phones out their pocket. They would tell them to get on the ground. They'd be having their cell phones in their pocket, pull it out, boo, 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 boo. He had a cell phone. And then we went through the times to where the police, they would ask you for your license and registration. You go to reach for your wallet, boom, 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 boom. We done had these situations already. It's like now we at that point in time to where it don't matter what it is when you getting pulled over for. You can't reach for nothing. You got to teach your kids when them cops is there. They asses got to sit like this on that steering wheel. 10-2. They get pulled over. You know what you got to do? Hit live or record. Put that shit where they can see you and the cop and do this. How you doing? License and registration? Yep, I got it. Is it okay if I reach for my license and registration? Yep. All right, I'm going to reach slowly for the license and registration. Here you go, Mr. Officer. That's how, yeah, I ain't gonna lie. Most niggas gonna say that square, but at the same time, us as adults and all that, we used to getting pulled over and shit, so we know how the game go. We ain't got no drugs in the car, license is good and all that, car's good and all that. We good. They pull up to the car, we simple. Listen, how you doing, officer? Oh, hey, you speeding today? You got license registration? Yeah, I got you. Don't be all, oh, why the fuck you pull me over? Like, nah, that's when you gonna get them on defense mode and all that. Melly Mel, what's good?
Hey, Smiley, what's up, y'all?
Shit, crazy, son. I can't believe. You know what's crazy? I think because it's so big of an impact of where it happened at, and then at the time when they're doing the trial right now for the George Floyd shit, like it's crazy. But
right, it's like another punch to the gut.
Yep, but I definitely want to hear your input on it before we even get to like the rioting and the looting and the flashbangs and all that. Let me hear your instance on. Let's talk about first. Let me ask you first. What do you think about the mother? You as a mother, would you have told police about all? Because let's be honest, she gave them the name and she told them about the warrant. Would you have did that or?
No, I wouldn't have did that. That would have been for them to have to find out because they are the police. So I would have, talk my son through it, like, stay calm, give them what they need, just keep me on the phone just in case, I have to come down there and come bail you out. You know what I'm saying? That's the role that I would have took.
Word. And the only reason why I'm not even putting emphasis a lot on that is because I don't care, regardless of the fact, her intentions wasn't to, get her son hurt or anything like that. So that's why I'm not putting emphasis on that. Because I know, it's a mother that just lost her child. So I know how she's feeling right now. But at the same time, it's like that right there, even though I feel like they would have found out anyway, I felt like that was a move that she probably shouldn't have made because she put them on like, it's almost like when you slap the bull on the ass one time. You see what I'm saying? You may get away with it. He may let you run up out of there, but by the time the second time, you ain't gonna be able to do that. He's on alert by now. You see what I'm saying? So I kind of felt like she kind of did that, especially with the untrained. I'm not even gonna call her no rookie cop because that still hasn't come out, but it's clear that she wasn't trained the right way. And definitely because so much been happening out there, you thought that all the police went through retraining and stuff like that too. So I mean, let's get to that part. Do you feel like this was just her being stupid, like she made a stupid mistake, or do you feel like it was more to the story?
I definitely feel like she was scared. Because you know how they are when they approach Black people, they just get scared. So they automatically feel like, this person could potentially harm me or whatever the case may be, or I have more authority. You never know. Different cops think differently. So being that,
and you know what's crazy is,
go ahead.
They try to resuscitate him. From what I'm hearing, she was one of the cops now that came forward that try to resuscitate him, even though that part of the body footage didn't come out yet. She's already been relieved of her duties already. They didn't say she's been fired, but she's been on she's on leave. But the mayor already said he's gonna root for her to be fired. Right. Besides her being fired, do you feel like she should be prosecuted immediately?
Yes, definitely. Because when we see that these cops are not being held accountable for making these so-called mistakes or doing this type of thing, it makes it okay for the other officers to feel like they're going to get away with it as well. and it will keep happening. No one's being prosecuted. No one, these cops are not being prosecuted. These cops are not getting any type of jail time, nothing. They're just getting slaps on the wrist, and they get to keep it moving while this mother has to, mourn the loss of her child. I mean, the mother, honestly, I feel like the mother was probably trying to protect her son in some kind of way. Like,
Yeah,
let me just let them know what he got going on, whatever. You know what I'm saying? But in the same sense, she has to understand what has been going on lately with cops and police brutality against people of color. Whether he
that's a
was light skinned or not, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, his name is Dante Wright. So he got some type of black in him somewhere down the line.
yeah. No, you could definitely tell he was mixing. You could definitely tell even a little baby that was in the picture and stuff. There was 4 officers there, and even though a lot of people felt like the race shouldn't matter, there was 3 white cops, 1 black cop there. Besides the lady cop, do you feel like the other 3 officers? Do you feel like they should be let go of their duty, or do you feel like it happened so quick that they really couldn't control anything in the situation?
They could have controlled the situation. She didn't have to pull her taser. It was 3 of them at the car. They could have easily pulled this young man out of the car and put him to the ground. No one had it. He wasn't, listen, he was a kid. It's 3 of y'all versus 1 of him. Y'all could have I've seen police do it before. People get back in their car, being just not complying, and the police
Mm-hmm.
drag them out the car.
Mm-hmm.
So it
No.
was no need for her to pull her taser like that. I feel like she didn't have to pull out. They didn't have to pull out anything. You know what I'm saying? He was a kid. It was 3 of y'all. Y'all could have easily grabbed his arm, pulled him, yanked him out the car. Had he tried to speed off while you was trying to yank him, okay, let him go. Y'all about to chase him anyway.
Mm-hmm. So now the black cop was the one that was closest to the lady. So when she was screaming taser, 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 that's because the black cop was on there trying to actually grab him out of the car. Because if you notice, the white cop was there who he slipped away from. When he slipped away and did that arm move, the black cop came in there around him. So you had the black cop there and the white cop there. That's why she was screaming taser, taser, taser. Do you feel like one of them should have been like, no, you had a gun, you had a gun? You see what I'm saying? Like, do they have enough time to do that? So in my instance, do you feel like the cop should be charged? Those other cops should be charged? Yeah, do you feel like those cops should be
No,
charged?
I don't think the other cops should be charged because this did happen all in a split of a second or within that moment. And it doesn't look like it was something like a George Floyd case where the cops are intentionally like, they're in cahoots with this shit, holding him down. And you know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't like that when we look at the video. So no, I don't think the other cops should be held in regards to maybe charges or anything like that, but they should definitely be put on a basically we should look at them morally as well. You know,
Yeah,
we should hold them to a moral standard as well because I mean, they could have stopped her from, using the taser.
mm-hmm. That's a fact. So do you feel like because this was a female cop and because of her race, do you feel like they're gonna try their hardest to cover this up, or do you feel like this is something that's gonna be clear cut? She's already fired. She's gonna end up getting she's gonna end up getting prosecuted, or do you feel like this is something that's gonna be dragged along like the other cases and all that other stupid stuff besides that? Because I'm gonna be honest, me personally, I feel like this might be one of those situations because it's so high profile up there that they might have to use her as an example rather than try to cover this up. But there's certain people that I'm seeing right now, not in this chat, that's saying that nah, she might beat this and yada 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 yada. She gonna try to plead like
Can you hear
lack of
me?
I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah, so I think there's a difference between, well, what I've noticed is that there's a difference between female officers and male officers.
Uh-huh.
Like the woman who accidentally killed Botham Jean, uh
Mhm.
she got prosecuted. I mean, you know what I'm saying? They went to trial with her.
That's a fact.
The woman who accidentally shot the man going in the wrong house, they did it to her. But look at the other the male cops that we see. They don't get no time. They get a slap on the wrist. So yeah, they're gonna make an example out of her because she's a woman. She's a female officer. They don't cut them no slack, no type of slack. But the
That's a
male
fact.
officers, they definitely let them go. So yeah, they're definitely gonna make an example out of her for sure.
Word up. Maserati Smooth. Oh no, that was your old name before. Big Maserati said they gonna have the hanger to make an example. Too much going on with the police. That's a fact. Tyson Garcia said, "Do you think they might have to take the fall or go to jail and let the other cop off?" Just a question. Do she listen? I don't know about her taking the fall, but it happened so fast. Like with the George Floyd thing, them other cops could have intervened, especially that Asian cop. They could have intervened. You
Right.
see what I'm
That
saying?
was
I don't.
something different. Right.
Yeah, I don't feel like in this instance those other cops had that much time to intervene. The only thing I felt like they could have did, because they could have just slapped the gun out her hand, they could have got shot. Like that would have been a stupid move. But at the same time, somebody could have looked down and been like, when she said taser, taser, somebody should have did this when they got out the way and be like, no, gun, gun. You see what I'm saying? Some shit like that. But once again, man, you see what I'm saying? So like Hussein Hassan said, we know the trick. Shout and taser, taser was premeditated. So it's like, it's a lot of different people that got different perspectives on it and shit like that too. So, what we're going to do is in this instance, we're going to play the body cam footage, so y'all can definitely get a perspective if y'all new in here or, just to play it so a lot of people can see it as much as possible before they start yapping this down and taking it down and all that too. So let's play the body cam footage and, a lot of people can get another perspective. And then at the end of this, I definitely slowed it down to 2 different speeds so you can, so you can, what's the name, man? So you can see it and hear her words after that. Let me know what y'all think.
As you watch this, that this will be graphic and unedited. Could I have that video start, please?
Oh, wow.
Yes! Holy shit! I just shot him.
Oh, wow.
Yes! Holy shit! I just shot him.
Oh, wow.
Yes!
That lady said, oh, shit. Listen, man.
And
Her
you
hand,
notice at that moment he knew she had a gun, so he was trying to get the fuck away. He
That's a
saw the
fact.
gun, so he was trying to get away. But
He pulled that.
she could have grabbed him before she shot that gun. He didn't
That
even
shit
pull
crazy.
off. He didn't even. You feel he was just trying to get the fuck away. But
So
he
that,
seen the gun. He tried to get away. She shot him. She could have pulled it and then grabbed him.
Word up. King Daniel, what's good, son? What's
what,
your input on this whole situation?
what's good with y'all? No, like
Shit,
I was just looking at it. Like I thought I didn't know whether that was a gun or a fucking taser. Like I don't what they shot him with a real gun or that was a taser.
nah, she was screaming taser. She was screaming taser, but she
Yeah.
shot him with a real. She shot him. That was her gun. So
Damn.
basically, their defense they're gonna try to run with
Right.
because it seemed like that's the narrative that they're trying to paint is basically saying, because she did all the procedures you're supposed to do when you have your taser out, as far
Right.
as if another officer's in your realm to let them know or whatever like that, stuff like that. But at the same time, it's a weight difference.
Right.
They literally make you put your gun in your taser on the opposite side now for a reason, because this happened in 2009 where a cop had his gun and his taser on the same side and he pulled his gun by mistake and not the taser. Or
Right.
so he said. So now what they make you do is you have to keep, if you're left-handed, you have to keep your firearm on your left-hand side. If you're
Right.
right-handed, you keep it on your right-hand side and you put the taser on the offhand.
Right. On
You see what I'm
opposite.
saying? Correct. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, she should have known. She should have known, but it's like, how people when situations happen and they're in the heat of the moment. That's why her training and how many years she's been on the force is gonna be a big deal to play with too. So it's like, it's very weird because I don't want to say it's gonna be full clear cut. Because looking at the video with her saying, "Oh shit, I just shot," like she literally admitted and knew that she did something wrong instantly. You see what I'm saying? But at the end of the
Right.
day, that's what they're gonna try to run with. Oh, she was a rookie. She wasn't trained properly. It was the heat of the moment. She thought it was a taser. She did all the procedures that said taser. So this is why a lot of people saying it's not gonna be clear cut like that.
Right.
She's already been let go from the well. She's been placed on leave. She hasn't been officially fired yet, but I know the mayor has recommended or has supported her being fired. You see
Right.
what I'm saying? But at the same time, listen, I will hope that they would just, because of it's so close to where it happened with George Floyd, we don't even know what's going on right now with this whole little trial situation.
Right. And then
But
it's in the same state. Like
yeah, same state, and it's not even like they was in far distances too. It's
right.
pretty much it's counties away from each other. It's not in the same county, but they're literally counties away from each other.
Right. Right.
It's almost like if you was in New York, being in Brooklyn versus Queens. You see what I'm
Exactly.
saying? So it's not that far away from each other, kind of ordeal too. So that's why there's been a lot of shit going on out there too. But my thing is too, it is a small chance that this lady might actually, not get the full extent amount of time that she should get. Because they're gonna plead like almost like stupidity. You see what I'm saying? Especially with her screaming taser, 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 and telling him I'm gonna tase you. But at the same time, I don't believe with the difference of the weight of the gun and what you supposed to having a gun on an offhand. I mean, having a taser on an offhand. I don't believe that she was just that stupid. It's
Right.
kind of hard to believe that this guy lost his life from her being stupid and then pulling him over for having fucking air fresheners hanging from his mirror, and then him having expired fucking registration. It's no way that ain't no way. Like, I know it'd be a lot of crazy weird shit happening in this world, but nah, it couldn't have just been from pure stupidity, son. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a lot of people thinking that administrative leave is not enough. It's a lot of people thinking because she's only on administrative leave that it's a chance that they might actually try to cover this whole shit up or whatever like that, man. Stats 280, what's the word, cuzzo?
You good with your staff?
Cracking, man.
Shit,
Um,
chilling, man. What's your input on this, man?
you know what? I just came to the thought process. This is how I'm. If I was the mother, wife, whoever, I would say that my child tried to get an escape from the police because the woman drew out a gun instead of a taser.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he
Mm-hmm.
tried to leave.
Yeah. Yeah. Nah. Yeah.
You get
That's
what
a
I'm
fact.
saying?
Yeah. That's
'Cause
a
look,
fact.
and that he could have identified the gun opposed to her identifying it. She assuming she has a taser. So he's in flight mode. I'm trying to live. So now I'm trying to get away from you because I identified that you just pulled out a gun.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
And the crazy part is too, if he was still alive, that would have definitely been a great defense for him to
Hmm.
use, whether it would have worked or not. You see what I'm saying? But it's like the crazy part is too, it's like even for her to even I can't believe that from me watching that video one time, I already see what narrative that they're trying to play already. You see what I'm saying? They're literally trying to go with that because it was way more, it's way more to that video that's gonna come out more. But the part I showed y'all is the only part they played before they clipped it. And right when they clipped it, it was people that was actually streaming it live on YouTube and other shit.
Hmm.
Them nigga streams was always saying like was saying different shit. They was either clipped or they was saying like, we'll be back shortly or some shit like that. And I'm
Hmm.
sitting there like, what the fuck is going on? Like that shit is crazy. The news didn't even play it again. I got the news playing right now to the right of me, waiting for them to play like a replay of it. The whole time I've been on here with y'all, an hour 17 minutes, they haven't played the replay of it yet.
Okay.
That's why I'm saying it's like that's why I'm glad I caught it when I caught it, because at the same time, I see what narrative they trying to paint, but at the same time, that footage looks bad.
They probably gonna try to edit that footage and make it seem like they didn't do what they
Yeah.
did. You know what I'm saying?
What a lot of people don't know is the cops after this, they shot him, and y'all see the car rolling because he had the car in gear ready. He was out of there if she didn't shoot him. If she would have tased him, he was gone. He
Right.
might would have been a little, he might even would have crashed or some shit like that, but he was gone. He was out of there. See what
Hmm.
I'm saying? So
Yeah,
they
but
tried to
I
good.
think with a lot of people, like they just looking at it like trying to justify it completely. We'll never come to a complete understanding in that predicament or in that situation whatsoever because however the outcome is individuals gone. Get what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? So it's like we could sit here and say, yo, he shouldn't have resisted. He should have just complied and did X, Y, Z. But then there's so many parallels to where it's though that it could result to either way. It could
Mm-hmm.
result in either way. Like you don't know which way it could have went. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't know.
It
Nah,
looked
that's
like, bro. It looked like homie he was like he kind of jacked away and had got back in the car. Like why he did that?
Because he didn't
that's
want to go to jail.
that's what I was about to say too. A lot of real niggas gonna understand, man. He facing armed robbery charges. He was out on probation. He didn't report. He didn't report. Hey, yeah, Cosmo, you right. She did drop her gun. We go. I didn't even want to put emphasis on that, but yeah, yeah. And I
I
was
ain't
gonna
gonna
be in the
lie, nigga.
next
If I
segment, but
had legs, I probably would have did the same thing though. Nigga.
yeah, but
Yeah.
no, that's the crazy part about it too. It's like when you face an armed robbery, you didn't show up to your parole officer, your probation officer.
None of
You
that.
go, you going down. But you don't. When you got a probation violation, you don't have a bail or none of that shit. You literally sitting there on what they call a probation hold. So even if
Right.
they do decide to let you out for whatever charge you in there, you still got what's called the probation hold. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, if your probation officer don't say, "Nah, I want to let him out. I'm not gonna charge him with nothing," then you get up out of there. But anyway, he put it. He know he was going to jail. So that's why I'm saying I know I got family members that was about to get arrested by cops and the snuff police and then ran. They got caught. Of course, they got caught, and then they got charged with assault on a police officer. But that at the most, you'll hear people get tased, something like that, or you'll hear them get ran down on. You don't never hear them getting shot for doing something like that. You see what I'm saying? So that's why I felt like in this instance, it was 4 cops there. It was him. He's mad scrawny. You had the big black cop there, Paul. Then you had the white dude there. See what I'm saying? They was dragging him out the car. You being extra for no reason. You just want to do something. I'm gonna tase you. So I'm gonna tase you. Ain't no other cop even attempt to pull out their taser, but she was the one to pull out the thing and she got the taser. Talking about taser, and then end up letting the shot go. You see when his body slumped, he was moving, and then he just slumped. You see what I'm saying? Then he just slumped. And then, the car just drove and all of them was in shock. They didn't try to chase after the car. Oh, well, she said, I shot him. The other cop go, oh, really? Like stupid shit.
See this too. Like how we trying to go at it with the different angles. Now we got to start thinking how prosecutors, lawyers, and etc. the angles they gonna use. The question they gonna ask: was he an imminent threat? Do y'all in this chat and people that's on the panel, do y'all feel that he was a threat to the police?
No, he wasn't. That man wasn't no threat to the police. I don't think he was. Not my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I'm gonna say because he didn't have a weapon, no. But because you know his charges, and you know how cops get sometimes when they see when they pull people. All right, if they pull somebody over and they look at this nigga rap sheet and it's like stupid shit like jumping a turnstile or petty larceny and some shit like that, they not on defense. But if they pull a nigga over and they see he got rap sheet for like armed robbery or like assault on an officer or stuff like that, of course they gonna be extra on a what's the name. But I feel like that's the only reason why I would probably say, if anything, if they looked at him like a threat, is only because of his rap sheet. You see what I'm saying?
But my issue is, from what I've heard, they said that they didn't discover that until later on. Until he was already something in their hands or whatever. And they already got their numbers up. They got about 3-4 dudes over there. You know what I'm saying? From what I heard, I'm not sure.
Well, look, that's why, the full body cam shit, that's why they need to release the full body cam. And that's why I say they're trying to paint their own narrative right now with her defense, because they only released that small amount of body cam footage, which there was a lot more to the story.
Yeah, it's a lot of shit.
There was a lot of shit going on that night. But this is last night, actually. Yeah, there's a lot of shit going on last night. But when it came down to the whole situation with him, it's like you look at the other cops, right? None of the other cops was taking that part to where they was even looking at him as an imminent threat or imminent danger. You see what I'm saying? So her being the only female cop there, you know how male cops is when it comes down to female cops. They're very protective. They're super overprotective when it comes down to stuff like that. So I felt like she was just being, extra when it came down to just wanting to be in something too. So
another thing that I'm confused about is why the fact that she was engaged. Why did she become the aggressor? Why was she the forefront of the whole situation when she's dealing with a male?
Yeah, well, because the mother, what happened was when they pulled him over, he wasn't giving them no information. The girl that was in the car with him called the mother. The mother then gave the phone to the cops. Then the mother told the cops his name and stuff. They was telling him that he wasn't being compliant and stuff, yada, yada, yada. The mother told the cops the name and all that and told the cops he's probably not doing that because he has a warrant. So once they got the name and all that stuff, they was able to punch up his name. You know how that go. Instantly the warrant gonna pop up. Right. So before they was actually being, making sure on that's why I said though too, the mother kind of put them on high alert. Because if you tell somebody they got a warrant, the warrant could have been a bench warrant. It could have been for not showing up at court kind of shit.
Something small.
Yeah, but when they checked that shit and seen it was an armed robbery.
Yes, it was on his ass. And I feel like he was a dumbass criminal, number one. You know what I'm saying? You know I'm going to say he was a dumbass criminal because it's certain things you could have done to avoid the incident, and you could have did some bullshit, but you could have kind of got away with your life, whatever. But it's like, for one, you created the energy.
Mm-hmm.
If you had just been like, yo, my name's such and such, woo woo woo, like, you get what I'm saying? You gotta comply in some form of fashion, opposed to creating a wall of resistance where you just sitting there like a mom and you ain't talking to nobody. So now you create intention.
No, that's a fact.
You
Hey,
know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like, the whole point, like, if you gonna do some illegitimate shit like that, you should have slow walked yourself in that situation and then abruptly got the fuck up out of there. If you was gonna do that, you already created anticipation of resistance. I bet you even with your peoples, when you said like they might have snuffed the police, they probably was like, yeah, my name's such and such, woo woo woo. All right, yeah, we gonna go check you out. Soon as the nigga come back, he already on point. He about to snuff this nigga and run.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's a fact. That's a fact.
They don't create the resistance until it's time for them to flee. The nigga created the resistance before his attempt to flee. So he ultimately doomed himself on the outcome.
So if it's you in that situation and you know you about to go to jail for a while, are you sitting put in that situation, or are you gonna try to get away like he did?
Hell yeah, I'm getting the fuck. It depends. It depends on number two. It's a lot of things. Because for one, if I'm exactly in that situation, because I didn't know it was a girl in the car, which is what's that's his wife, his shorty, baby mother, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't put nobody else. If I'm with somebody else, I'm not about to put somebody else in danger because of me trying to escape. But if I'm by myself, hell yeah.
Yeah,
hello, officer. What's your name? Oh, my name's such and such. Whoopie whoop. Why y'all pulling me over? Oh, because you did X, Y, Z. Word. Okay, my fault. All calm. Soon as they came and I already know what time it was, I'm out. I wouldn't have created the resistance.
Eggy Egg, what you would have did in that instance? You would have bolted, or you would have just stuck, or you would have just stayed put. No, especially in these day and time, shit like this can happen.
I would have did what Stat said. I'm by myself. I'm getting little ASAP.
Yeah,
if I'm with somebody, I gotta wear that.
Exactly, because you don't want to put somebody in harm's way because of your shit. But also, like, you understand how I'm breaking this shit down. Like, you don't create the resistance before you flee. Resistance come when you flee. You get what I'm saying? Like, why would you create the anticipation? Like, yo, we already on to this nigga. That's like you walking into a store before COVID, mask on, gloves, all types of wild shit. You already look suspect. You know what I'm saying? So we already anticipating for you to do something. Usually that was a dumb criminal tactic. You created the resistance already, so now they on you.
And in his defense though too, that nigga was, I mean, you know what it is, and I don't want to use this as an excuse because it was kind of, I felt like in that instance too, he definitely shouldn't have made that move. Because he was 20 years old. You see what I'm saying? He was 20 years old. So I felt like he wasn't schooled to the game like us.
Exactly.
That's like us. That's over 30. Us, our 20s. We was almost like little mini grown men in our 20s because we had to be like that. You see what I'm saying?
Can I please interject? Small segment. That's why I say our times was way more realer than they times now. Like the shit that they doing now, they get killed for, right? But our times when we was doing it, we was getting away with it. Like we were more advanced. We was more cunning with this shit, more intellectually smarter with deception. These motherfuckers. Yo, these little niggas to do some grimy shit right in front of you and expect you to believe them not doing the grimy shit. You be like, bro, I just seen you. Like
that's a fact. No, that's a fact.
It's not as real as they used to be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So now I'm gonna ask the hard question, and I'm gonna start with you, King Daniel. With the evidence we presented, do you feel like this is something that she can possibly beat? Do you feel like this is something that she gonna get a slap on the wrist? Or they gonna try to slay her ass and make an example?
Well, I mean, I don't think they're gonna do no example, but I feel like that they're gonna probably give her like a death duty or some shit. You know what I'm saying?
He gonna relieve her out that shit.
Yeah, do something like that. That you gonna punish her a little bit. They ain't gonna fire her or nothing.
Nah, so she's already on administrative leave, and the mayor already requested that she be fired, even though he doesn't control that situation. So that's already been done before 24 hours already. So that's why I asked that question. Because you got to remember, this is not fall, and the George Floyd whole thing is going on right now too. So you got to realize, if that don't go the way that they don't want it to go, you can't have that happen twice in the same place.
Right.
So that's why
That's true, and that's also like, I feel like that's really, it's not even really about the actual incident right now. As far as how we talking about the case, I think it's the climate. That's also something that you gotta put into perspective as well. Like, George Floyd's situation is in that same area. So therefore it's a different climate difference. That's why I kind of don't feel like when you was like, yo, they over there destroying, they rioting and looting it. But at the same time, people only riot and loot when they don't feel that they're getting equal justice. And also, are they killing people? Like, what would you want? America go bomb up people's houses and all types of shit all the time. But now, if we start destroying up properties, that property is ours. It ain't like they destroying property that matters to them. So let them do what the fuck they want to do.
Yeah,
why are you over there exciting it, shooting grenades, flashbangs? We're not in Vietnam. It's American people that feel distressed. So therefore, that's the only way they know how to express themselves. See, that's the problem. Like, for instance, I'm about to get revolutionary now. Now, if we had the same energy to go out there and blow up this house, or well, not blow up, but just destroy properties or whatever, protest, riot, loot, however you want to name it, had we had that same energy to go in the right angles, where basically we can make a real example, going to these city halls, these courtrooms, making sure justice is actually being served, like getting the right people in there to represent us, etc., then we might have a better chance opposed to going that way. Now, that's my only objection, though. So you see how I gave y'all the bad with the good, but then the good can turn into bad, or etc. Like, I mean,
yeah, that make a lot of sense.
That's a fact, man. Eggy egg, man. I definitely did. I want your full insight on this whole situation, man. It's definitely, I got to ask you that question. Do you feel like this is something that she's gonna get a slap on the wrist, or do you feel like they're gonna slay her and make an example out of her?
That's the first thought, That's the first thought. But if it's by accident, if it's truly by accident, I think she might get sacrificed because of the George Floyd case.
Exactly. It ain't even about.
I kind of question, like, was these days, like, was it orchestrated? Did she intentionally mean the shooting? Was she acting? I don't know what to think. Even if we see the other cameras footage, like, we don't know, like, who knows? Was he hitting it? Was she jealous? Like, we just never know these days.
Was he hitting it? What you mean? Was he hitting it? You tried to slip that in there.
I think every woman evil, man. I be thinking about everything when you don't know.
Hold on. Hey, you tried to slip that in there. You ain't want us to get that right there.
These young niggas be smashing a lot of chicks, man. Jealousy kills.
Yeah,
you just never know, man.
So what we're gonna do is, real quick, for the people who just came in here, we're gonna play the dash cam footage, because I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if there's people who even got it, but I ain't seeing the shit nowhere. The people who they listen anyway. Y'all screen record this if y'all need me to send this to y'all, because I don't want to be the only person talking about this. So if y'all need the direct footage, just let me know, hit me up and I'll send it to you through the email. But other than that, though, yeah, man, let's get it to the body cam footage.
As you watch this, that this will be graphic and unedited. Could I have that video start, please?
Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh wow.
Yeah,
So
yeah, she getting paid vacation. She be back at work next month. He did that to
Yeah.
herself.
But you know, but that's why I'm saying it's all about right now. Like if I was the lawyer, I'm bringing we getting a check. If I was your lawyer, because I'm gonna utilize everything that's around the whole situation, because that's why. So that's why. Don't let this go over you. That's why Smiley is saying, "Are they gonna try to cover this up? Like they're gonna put it up on the news real quick and then throw something up, and then now we all forget about it." For instance, let me don't bring up a situation. There was a situation in Jersey City where they were saying it was some blacks. They put up different pictures and couples of them attacking the Jewish community. Now, mind you, these niggas were shooting for 5 to 6 hours straight. They posted it up and then quickly got rid of it because the first two couples, the first couples that they had, they were already in custody for some other shit, and then they posted another couple, and it's like they were basically trying to cover it up. So I try to use that as an example for how they may try to treat this case. That's why Smiley's saying, are they gonna try to like quickly cover this shit up so that way it doesn't kind of gravitate and you know catch some type of fire.
that's a fact, man. Maserati smooth, man. What's good?
Shit, just sitting here rolling up before work.
Yeah, man. You know how that go, man. You know I definitely want to hear your insight on this whole shit, man. What's your input on this whole thing, man?
I ain't gonna hold you, bro. Straight gangster. You got two cases. I'm gonna keep it real. Somebody gonna get hung, and somebody gonna walk. That's straight facts. In the world we live in today, that's just how it's gonna be. But
yeah.
One thing I'm gonna point out. Yo, did you peep how the motherfucking black cop actually stepped back and held his mouth and said, "Oh shit, she shot him"?
Hell yeah. That's why I asked the question too. Do y'all felt like the other cops should just be should nothing happen to them, or should they be fired or even charged in this instance?
I'm gonna keep it honest. Only reason why they not trying to get involved is because they know their job's on the line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
George Floyd case, bro. Nigga, they working on that right now. So
Right now.
you just watch the whole white cop, aka your partner, just shoot an innocent man.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, would you really want to get into that situation right now?
Hell no, especially when he was the closest person to her.
That's what I'm saying. You see how he backed up and was like, "Oh shit, yeah, nigga, your motherfucking black instinct kicked in."
Hell yeah, he backed up quick as a motherfucker. He seen that shit was a gun. He seen that shit was a gun like a motherfucker.
Nigga, that's what I'm saying, bro.
That shit crazy, man. That shit, yo, I ain't even gonna lie. I can't believe so close to where this happened to George Floyd. I can't believe this is like, you know, when they was talking about defunding the police in Minnesota, the only thing I kept thinking was that's the dumbest shit ever. Because if you defund the police, all that's gonna do is give these other niggas that's out here that's so scared to go work for their own shit. You gonna have niggas out there robbing everybody and stupid shit like that. So defunding the police, I thought, in my opinion, was super stupid. But after these two instances,
it's to be honest, when they speak of that defunding thing, it's not necessarily gonna hurt them because a lot of police actually get a lot of money for like just miscellaneous shit. Like they
Yeah,
get a
but
lot of bread. It's not gonna really hurt them. It's not like what do they have all this? Why are they getting so much money anyway?
now when you
Like you
defund
see,
the police, the way that hurts them is because they're gonna have less police to do less shifts. So when that's not saying like the police is gonna disintegrate, like it ain't gonna be no police force. When you defund the police, instead of having like, especially in New York City, you can't have two cops patrol a whole fucking projects.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So you'll probably need like 20, 30 cops each shift. Hold on. Hold on. I got a fucking echo. Maserati, I gotta see you. I gotta echo. Put you on mute real quick. So you'll need like 20, 30 cops to just fucking to go patrol that projects each shift. But you defunding the police, you don't got enough money to pay for that. So you'll have enough to pay for two cops to go do their job. So at the same time, like I know, two cops can't patrol and watch no whole area. So that's where defunding the police comes into play at you taking less money. So that means less shifts for other cops. You see what I'm saying?
all
So
right. So my only issue with that is if we gonna use
I'm
that
gonna come right
as
back in. I gotta get some cigars.
all right, for sure.
all right, yeah, like if you gonna use that basically as your statement, is saying, look, this is why defunding the police would mean or create whatever. Like then they
Mm-hmm.
should be more protective. They should prevent more. They're not preventing. They actually just come when everything is done. So basically, defunding them wouldn't mean anything to us. It
Mm-hmm.
only means something to them.
That's a fact. Oh, that's a fact. Dreamy Foreign TV.
What's going
What's
on,
your
brothers? How you doing?
what's good, man? What's good, man? No gun, no weapon, did have a warrant, pulled him over with the first intent, and the whole reason why they even lay eyes on him is because he had air fresheners hanging from his mirror. What's your input on this whole thing, my guy?
All right. Well, first, I gotta say this, man. Coming from the streets, and I'm gonna just look at it in two ways, but I'm just gonna say my perspective. All right. First of all, you in these streets, whatever you're doing, you gotta know the rules. Even having a hat on the steering wheel, I mean, you know what I'm saying, on the dash or whatnot, that's something for them
Mm-hmm.
to pull you over with. That's one thing, you feel me? But just to get to what you were saying, it's messed up, but beforehand, he did kind of bucked and resisted. At the end of the day, that doesn't cause nobody to lose their life. But at the end of the day, it was a dumb move on his part. With her, it was her first time probably dealing with a situation like that. Because, like you said, everybody heard taser, but she reached for her firearm. And
Mm-hmm.
it was just for the split second, and now that's what's going to be a manslaughter. And check this out: if everybody in the world is looking for a murder, they got to charge her with second-degree murder. They can't charge her with first-degree murder because that's how people walk off. A lot of people don't know that. You got to
Mm-hmm.
charge people correctly. I don't know how they're going to do it in that state, but I know if people really want some like and as far as other officers there, I mean, they gonna get charged some type of way too. Cause it's like this. Hey, Smiley, if you rob a bank and I don't know shit about it, but I'm in the car, I'm going to prison too, bro. You feel
That's
me?
a
So it's
fact.
gonna be the exact same thing. So far as officers being charged, yeah, or they gonna have to do this, turn state evidence and snitch on her, and that's just what it is. So we gonna see what that's gonna be like. But it was a dumb move on this part, man, and I don't think I don't think he deserves to die for it, but I mean, it was just a dumbass decision for him, and excuse my language for even, rolling like he was rolling. And I think he could have just go ahead and just if he gonna flee the loot. You should never stop. You should have kept going, and then take it like that, or bond out and do what you got to do, man. But I just
Mm-hmm.
think he really played himself on that one. I'm sorry, I know people gonna disagree, but I also don't agree with how the cops, handled it. You know what I'm saying? It was very aggressively. It was for them. They could have beat his ass and got him up out the car. He didn't have no weapon on him. So it was both. It was bad on both ends.
Yeah, Dreamy Foreign TV, man. Nobody is justifying what the cops did because I think we all on the same page when we saying what they did was fucked up. And on top of that, it should have never happened. But at the end of the day, me coming from how I think, I felt like him and his mother both made two big moves. I done had my moms lie to the cops when I'd have had warrants and tell them I wasn't in the house before. And she's been a correction officer and done been in church, so she done, she done broke, morals to for me to not go to jail kind of a deal. I felt like his mother thinking she can talk down the cops and kind of wean down the situation. I felt like that was a big mistake. I felt like he made an even bigger mistake trying to get away at that point in time. Like you said, if you know for a fact you got warrants, listen, this is why I say him being 20, that charge, I don't know if that was his first charge or not, but it seemed like they was making a lot of mistakes that normally people who've been out there in the streets wouldn't be making.
Exactly, I agree with you.
Yeah, so I felt like you should have never stopped. When you get pulled over, if you got a warrant, as soon as they run your name, your shit gonna pop up. There's no way you getting pulled over by the cops and you just denying to show them your license and shit, and you're just gonna walk away.
Hold on, I didn't mean to cut you off. He got caught with his mother?
No, he was with his girl in the car.
His girl.
When he got pulled over, the girl FaceTimed the mother. Oh no, she called the mother on the phone.
Damn,
or
so
whatever
that's a
like
whole
that.
bad thing.
Yeah.
He died in front of her. Damn.
Yeah, well, when the shots went off, the girl, after the car started rolling, that's when the girl must have called the mother and FaceTimed the mother and looked over. He was just slumped. He wasn't breathing nothing. Because if you look, the car was rolling and them cops was just sowing shots that they didn't even move nowhere. If you look at the video again, when she dropped her gun, because she dropped her gun. She had the gun in her hand and then she dropped her gun. I'm going to show y'all the video one more time after this so y'all can understand all the perspectives we going on in here. She had the gun in her hand and she dropped the gun out of her hand. And as the car started rolling, the black cop goes, she goes, "Oh shit, I just shot him." The black cop goes, "Oh," he said some shit like that, like, "Oh man."
I got that part. Yeah,
Yeah.
She did fire on him once. That's the only thing why I say the manslaughter gonna come into play, and it wasn't premeditated. Everybody screaming murder, murder, but first degree is hard to come up, get somebody. You feel me? But second
you have
degree,
to prove that there was an intent when you try to go after first degree murder. Like they was intent to actually do that.
It was a real,
we gotta hope the police snitching. I ain't gonna lie. Everybody's talking about the gangster rappers. We need to pray that the police snitch on her and tell like, hey,
oh no, that black dude snitching. That black dude is throwing her right under the bus. I don't get that black dude is throwing her right under the bus. I can tell you that right now. That nigga's not losing his pension. He's not trying to be going down as the only black cop out there being involved with black. Nah, he throwing her right under the bus. I guarantee you they got his statement first. I bet you they got his statement first. He threw her ass right under the bus. Now he a black cop. He the only black cop there. He not taking a rap for that shit. He threw, man, listen, that nigga throw the captain under the bus right now to not be blamed for this shit. You crazy? Man, listen.
It needs more training too. It's just like us. I don't know anything foreign. It's something that I can say that you can be intimidated by, like, you feel me? Like if you going in, you know what I'm saying, the jungle and you trying to deal with a lion, the first thing you're going to do is try to assassinate it or murder because you never dealt with an animal unless you be like, you know what, let me throw some steak out there and maybe, you know, send a lion go about his business. Same thing with a black male or a young youth. It don't matter what color you are, you feel me? If you from the, you know, certain environment, you feel me? You can't be the first thing is to want to murder somebody, you feel me? So
that's a fact. And that also what goes back to the whole defunding the police argument. How y'all got all this funding and y'all got lack of training?
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So that it, like, also a lot of people got to understand this as well. And they got Channel 12 news out here too. Or somebody got killed out this month. But like like a lot of people got to look at this too. Like school districts. Like the police get money for the school districts, a whole bunch of other different things. So it's like when they say defund them, it's not really gonna matter. You know what I'm saying? Because it's some like they say the average police officer make about what, 40, 50,000
yeah, exactly.
a year?
You just read my mind. Exactly. You right.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe like 40, 50,000 a year, right? So now they sometimes get the chance to, you know, pay overtime and make about 100,000 a year. You know what I mean? So it's like, yo, bro, for one, y'all making all this money, but yet y'all not preventing nothing. Whatever's gonna happen, that's why a lot of people are under the conception, and I can agree, it's the streets run the streets. The police don't run the streets. Because at the end of the day, if I still kill you and I get caught, it don't fucking matter. I still got who the fuck I wanted.
Mm-hmm.
Now prevent it, then that's when we can sit here and argue and act like the police really mean something. Police don't mean shit. Because if they not preventing nothing, then what the fuck is y'all here for? And now y'all created a stigma to where it's though we don't even trust y'all.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? We don't trust y'all for nothing. So it's like, what are y'all here for? So defunding them isn't a negative thing for us, just for them.
I hate to say it. The reason why it's like this is just like a landscaper. We won't cut our own grass. We won't police our own communities. It's just like a landscaper. They're here to cut grass. They're not here to make sure the grass and the soil is right. You know what I mean? So it goes back to us as a culture. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And you know what's crazy is too what's gonna come out. That's I'm waiting for that part of the body cam footage to come out. After she dropped her gun, they all stood there in a panic. The car rolled away. The girl had time to call the mother. They then run over there and tried to resuscitate him. So the crazy part is too, they had his body laying out there for over 5 hours on the floor, out there, out in the open, for pretty much everybody to be out there. And that's why I'm glad nobody was stupid and there's no picture surfacing or anything like that of his body or anything like that. But they had him out there 5 hours before they actually put the green tent over him or whatever like that. The crazy part is the chief of police did the what's name. He taking a lot of slack. He even cried on the what's name today a little bit. See what I'm saying? Because the white dude was hitting them with the crazy questions. Like, listen, you let this go on and this go on, and he was taking a lot of slack. But then a black lady came up there. She was like, listen, I know a lot of these people asking you questions, but me, I just want to know what's in your heart. What is your heart telling you right now about this whole shooting and this whole situation? And out of all the people asking him all them questions, that's the shit that broke him down. And that's the shit that actually, made him answer shit truthfully. That's why I know if you hear the way he's thinking, that lady, she's definitely not keeping that job. But with this whole shit, that's the only part of the body cam footage that they're putting out is what I showed y'all. They're not showing the part of him being resuscitated. They're not showing the first part of when they first ride in the car in order for the whole, the whole stop to even be justified. They're not showing a lot of shit. They literally just showed that one particular part, which literally shows her stupidity, but it also shows her thinking that she had a taser in her hand, which was the gun. So, because let's be honest, that cop in 2009 that happened to, where he had the gun and taser on the right side, what y'all think happened to that cop? What y'all think happened to that cop that had the gun and taser on the same side? And he said that, what's name, that he thought it was a taser, but it was his gun.
He got fired probably from that agency and is probably working for another state in another agency somewhere. Maybe that's just my guess.
But I'll tell you where he ain't at. He ain't in jail.
Absolutely.
Yeah, see, that's all that matters. See, a lot of times we be thinking about this, the small little, they fired him, but somewhere else, he's not in jail. That's the whole, and that's something that I wanted to, because Cash Money said, let me read his comment exactly, because he said they don't prevent crimes, they solve. Since when do police start solving crime?
They definitely never been preventing them, though. They come afterwards. They come after the crime has happened. They don't never just pop up like, oh shit, this person's about to get robbed. Let me go intervene. Like, nah. They pop up after the shit happened.
I don't know what to think now. I seen a little bit of the more of the video now. I got a different opinion. I don't think nobody deserved to get killed, man, but he did that to himself, man.
So now that you see the body, because the body cam footage, yeah, go ahead, y'all. I want to hear, because the body cam footage, it shows a lot. It gives a different perspective.
Yeah, I kind of feel like he played the wrong cards. But
because
like I
let's
said,
be
like
honest, when when you driving
Mhm.
off from police, they usually shoot at your ass. You
You
know, he
feel
could
me?
got his girl killed.
So
Glad that didn't
Eggy Egg,
happen.
that's why I asked that question. Do you feel like this is something that, because me personally, if I'm the lawyer, that's the route I'm gonna try to go with. I'm gonna try to go with her stupidity, lack of training, lack of actually being years on the job. B, I'm gonna go with he was fleeing the scene. It was a chance when he got in the car, he could have been reaching for something. You see what I'm saying? So it's a lot of angles that they can go to where at most she's gonna do is lose her job. But at
I
the
think
same time, with the whole George Floyd stuff going on right now in Minnesota, they can't afford for that to happen twice. You see what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
that's why I asked that question.
I
I
don't know.
think him resisting too powerful, man. I think if she pulled her gun out on purposely, she'd beat it. To be honest with you.
Yep.
Because it's so many angles, but like I said, I think what's gonna basically create the judgment is the climate, because we gotta also pay attention to the climate. That could be in his defense and in her defense, because mind you, the whole thing is, who knows, or who's to say that he didn't identify her pulling the gun out, and that was the reason why he was about to leave. Like, oh, see, this bitch about to shoot me.
Yeah.
Like, you feel me?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we don't know.
Yep. So stats, what I'm gonna do is we're gonna play the body cam footage, and then I'm gonna go in a circle and go around you because I want to tap off right where you just left off from right there. Because the body cam footage just played a lot on what you and Eggy Egg was talking about too, and what we're talking about right now, to where because they're gonna play this video a
Yeah.
lot inside of that trial
Yeah.
if it goes that long, if it goes that far. But now if you're the lawyer, which way would you go as far as defense mode and stuff like that too? You see what I'm saying? Because this body cam footage, it shows a lot. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna play it in this stats. You want to take off from there?
As you watch this, that this will be graphic and unedited. Could I have that video start, please?
Oh wow. Oh wow. Oh wow. The black nigga said, "Oh wow." Stats, go ahead, stats.
Hold on. Hold on. Let somebody else go ahead, man.
King Daniel, go ahead, King Daniel.
Hey man, hey, it sounded like the dude was surprised like a motherfucker, like, oh wow, nigga, what the fuck going on?
That nigga jumped out that goddamn spot
Yeah.
so fast. Man, he seen that shit. He heard that pound. That nigga got the fuck. Oh wow.
Yeah.
And then the car took off, and these niggas didn't even attempt to even chase the car. But what they not showing is they eventually got to the car, pulled him out, tried to resuscitate. Or nah, fuck resuscitate. I should use the word revive. Try to revive him. It didn't work and left his body outside for 5 hours.
That's fucked up right there, though. 5 hours?
That's 5 hours before they eventually put like the little green the little tarp shit. Not the tarp, but it's like a little tent that they put like a green tent over him and some shit like that.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
and my thing is, why do you think they only showing that one part of the body cam and not showing the rest of the body cam footage?
Right. Yeah, loose.
God
Yeah.
stats.
So like I said, like, yo, that shit was crazy. But they, like I said, it to me, it's like it's so fast. It happened so fast. It could go either way in this situation. I just feel like one main thing that's just always gonna be a factor is that lack of training. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a very, you basically, regardless of what, whether criminal or not, you just took a life based on lack of training, not being aware of what you actually use to, assess the situation. You know what I'm saying? So either way, I think it's bad. There's no way you could look at that.
That's a fact. Dreamy 4 on TV.
I mean, if you're talking about if I was on a defense standpoint, or if I was really just speaking my own like opinion on it.
Give both perspectives. Go from a defense perspective first.
The only thing that can really be said is that my client was not aware of his rights, not aware of what he was being charged of. He was nervous. So he put his hands down after he was being detained, and he went in the car because I guess that's where he felt safe, and he was trying to leave and flee, and he was shot. Now, in reality, you resisting arrest, you jumping in a car, which is a weapon, and anybody who's been arrested for fleeing and eluding or anything with assault right there, that's like a death sentence right there when you jump in that car, and it's on go. You know what I mean? The car is has the key in it or whatever your case may be. And then once he had the door open, then he, I guess it really doesn't tell, but I guess they probably tried to, keep the door open or whatever. He probably tried to snatch it, but he played, and that's when that's when they had that, open shot on him, man. But it's gonna be hard for him to beat this, but it's gonna be hard for her not to get a manslaughter or a second degree murder case on it. As far as the other guys, they gotta just testify against her and they'll be set. That's just it.
So if you're Dreamy 4 TV, if you're the black cop in that instance, because you was the closest one to the scene, because he's gonna play a very intricate role in this. The other two cops, you barely even really see them, but the black cop, you see him a lot. So if you're the black cop, what route do you take when they start questioning you about the whole thing? Do you just throw her right the fuck under the bus?
Well, first, everybody's got to be, held accountable, because the first thing they're going to ask, okay, everybody that's watching wants everybody knows she getting fried. But as far as the other ones, they have to be like, look, where do you guys were placed at on the scene? Because that's a part of the investigation. If they're questioning you, they want to know where were you placed at on the scene? What makes you significant? So he going to tell his, and he going to tell their parts. And then basically where it gets down to what Stacks was saying, where the training was just off. All right, first and foremost, it's 4 of us. We should be able to, detain this, suspect easily. First of all, it should be 2 people on the side, 2 people on the side, or, 1 person on the side, 1 person on the side, 1 person in the front, 1 person in the back. You've ever been arrested, you feel me? So, boom. It'll be like that. That didn't happen, obviously. But as far as the black cop, what he'll do, he'll say, look, we were trying to detain him. He tried to get away. The only thing that she did bad was up that gun and shoot. And that's when she gets thrown under the bus. And he testifies, says that, on the stand, and she gets manslaughter. They're going to say 12 years, 8, she'll do 5, she'll get out in 3, and then that's it.
Now, Eggy Egg, now you got a little bit of a different perspective, because you, on the other hand, you don't think she's going to get slayed as far as time. You think this might be a good chance that she might beat this whole ordeal.
If she doesn't get charged correctly.
Yeah,
nah, she not even gonna get charged, man. Cause I don't know police protocol, but I think pulling out a taser is just an option from history. I'm just talking about history shows me that. But history shows me when somebody resisting, they could be a threat. And he just jumped in a car. He wasn't a driver. So
you feel like they're gonna blame this whole thing on him, and she's gonna pretty much walk clean slate, pretty much.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt.
Not even fired. You think like she gonna walk clean slate?
Like I said, paid vacation. She'll be back next month, man.
I agree.
Because right now she's not fired. She's on administrative leave.
It happened so quick. It wasn't no dialogue, and they said he had a warrant. I heard that
for armed robbery. It was an armed robbery warrant,
and it's armed robbery. Yeah, nah, she getting off on that. Easy. They high fiving her.
That's because because what's funny
because you know how police think. They would have like I would have shot him.
Listen, as many people that's out there who never really been through the hood or never really dealt with these situations, y'all probably thinking like, nah, that's he's wrong, and I'm trying to tell y'all, he's not far-fetching at all. It is a very good thing. Listen, we came up here and told y'all the same thing about Lil Tum, whatever the fuck his name, Lil Tum. We told y'all the same thing about his ass. We came up here, it was almost the same people probably was on this platform, told y'all the same thing. It was a chance that he was going, actually not get charged what people thought he was going to get charged with. And then this instance is fucked up as it sounds because this is no reason for that young man to have lost his life. But at the same time, look at the part of the body cam footage they put out. They are trying to paint a specific narrative about this young kid to not make this white cop seem like she with the bitch. Like, let me not do that. She dropped her gun. She dropped her like literally. The car started moving. The gun hit the car. Like she dropped her gun. That's nervousness. That's like. Oh, I just shot him. The black cop goes, oh, wow. What?
Yeah, because that was her first shooting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's because she that right there, I think, listen, peep this now. This is where I'm defending my client who's dead. What you gonna tell his parents that he's dead? Which the only thing I can basically give her as a words of whatever is that basically the individual that killed him was not trained properly. Because number one, after you discharge your weapon, you realize it wasn't the weapon that you intended to use, and then number two, when you realize that it was indeed a different weapon, you dropped it. Now, what if it would have went off again? You obviously are not trained for this job. You need to be fired.
I didn't even think about that. When she dropped that shit, what if that shit would have went off again? Yo, that would have been crazy. That would have been.
See, y'all people, I'm looking at all the act. I'm here to see this man get justice. Regardless of him hopping in the car and attempting to flee, which I do agree is stupid and dumb because you have somebody else that's in the car as well. But the fact that she pulled out the wrong item, discharged it, acknowledged it, then dropped it, surely you're reckless. You're an endangerment not only to the people that you so-called protecting and serving, but you're an endangerment to everybody else.
To everybody. The whole fucking community. That shit is crazy, my nigga.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So with that being said, man, listen, we're going to definitely do a follow-up live on this either on Stats 280 channel or Melly Mel channel. But we're going to definitely do a follow-up live on this, man, because at this particular time, y'all know how it go. Kids back in school, daddy duties. Time to go get some kids from the school. But before we do that, Stats 280, let the people know where they can find you at.
Man, y'all can find me at Stats Stats 280 EBK King. I think I'm gonna change my name back to Stats 280 because I ain't got no trolls on me right now. But either way, if you just put Stats 280, it's gonna pop up. All social media is included Instagram, stuff like that. It's all Stats 280, whether it's Stats underscore 280 or whether it's just Stats 280 altogether. Either way, it's only one of me. It ain't two. That's it. It's only one of me.
You know the good thing about being monetized, even when you punch up Stats 280, your shit pops up right now too. So
That's how
you
much
know,
when you Google me.
that's it, man. Salute the niggas, salute to all of the niggas that's monetized, man. King Daniel, man. You said just tell him to Google you.
Yeah, just Google me, you hear me? That's how y'all do that, you hear me? King
That's it,
Daniel
man.
504 New Orleans shit, you hear me?
That's it. Shout out to everybody in the NO, man. That's a fact, man. Word up. The team was definitely thinking about coming out there and doing a Mardi Gras. See what I'm saying? So
y'all got
yeah,
to link up with me, dog.
Yeah, no, that's a factual, my guy. Eggy Egg, let the people know, man. Well, listen, Eggy Egg, man, you might as well. When you gonna start a channel, man?
I don't even know, man.
Tell
You
you,
can
my
find
nigga.
me on the local panel singing a classic or two. Other than that,
Wait, you out of retirement? You out of retirement?
Here and there, man.
Yeah,
That's what's up.
Retire every couple of days and then come back up.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people be like, "Oh, why Eggy Egg don't come up on your panel and sing?" Because Eggy Egg sung on the panel a long time ago. Eggy Egg come up on this panel to talk real shit. You see, hey, listen, let me break something down to y'all, right? Y'all should even be happy with Eggy Egg even come up on y'all panel and grace y'all with a nice little Eggy, you know, with a little Eggy special. And then you should be happy if he hits you with his little signature at the end when he say Eggy and get the fuck out of there. You should be
this
very
is a
happy.
respectable platform. This original content.
Yo,
This gonna be
You know what I'm
this
saying?
history right here.
It's fact, man. So you know, I take it as a privilege when Eggy Egg come up here and he talk his real shit because he don't even talk on a lot of y'all niggas platforms. Let alone give y'all an Eggy little singing special. Y'all don't get none of that. So when he come up here and talk his shit, I feel very appreciative when he come doing that too. So I don't expect him to sing when he come up here. If he do, he know he gets the platform. But other than that, he come up here and talk his real shit.
What Kenneth at with the guitar, man? Yeah.
Oh shit, man. Listen, I ain't gonna lie, nigga. I've been out with the family for like 12 days. I ain't really even doing no YouTube work. I've been going live here and there, but other than that, though, ain't been really no YouTube work being done. But nevertheless, though, we back to it though, too. You know what I'm saying? So, last but not least, Dreamy Foreign TV, man. You want to let the people know where they can find you at on social media? You don't have to, but I always leave the option open.
Most definitely, man. You can follow me at dreamforeign.99. You know what I'm saying? Feel me? Instagram. And then as far as, you know what I'm saying, YouTube, I got to get my thing cracking. So I'll let y'all know that. Instagram for now, though. Dreamforeign99. That's it.
Show, man. And make sure y'all go subscribe to Fawn's Poll. Make sure y'all go subscribe to my guy Stats 280 EBK King. Make sure y'all go subscribe to Melly Mel, 2 L's, all caps, all facts on her channel, man. That's it. When you want to go over there and get that great content, that's what you're gonna get. All facts. But make sure when you punch in her name, you put it in all caps, man. That's Melly Mel for sure. And you know how I go. This is your boy Harlem Smiley, the one and only Dirt Gang TV. I'm just a Brooklyn Crip from a Harlem set. Show some respect. If not, cuz, put it in check. I'm up next. And y'all know the slogan. You can't get this money when you in there sleep on the couch, man. You know how I go. Who the fuck is this guy? Adnan. Why that name look familiar? You guys are high as fuck and talking about things bigger than you. Aladdin, till you get a real name. Ain't you that gaming nigga? That weirdo gaming nigga? Adnan, ain't that you, that weirdo gaming nigga? Anyway, tell Adnan he can't get this money when he in there sleep on his mother's couch. You look like you just live at your mother's house. Dumbass nigga. Spoon Trail, what's cracking, man? 2 thumbs to the sky, keep them high. Y'all know how I go, man. This is your boy Harlem Smiley, the one and only Dirt Gang TV. Make sure y'all stay in tune with the look, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I know that's you. I know that was you. The weirdo gamer nigga. You is that weirdo gamer nigga. You don't get the fuck out of here for our man. Listen. Anyway. It's your boy Harlem Smiley. You adding it. You better chill, nigga. I'm about to make a movie out of you. You already know me and DJ Ghost don't fuck with you anyway. Let's get up out of here.